afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this very exciting and, dare I say, empowering webinar brought to you by the leading global life insurance company, Manulife Philippines. We are live on Zoom, so don't forget to share this with your friends and family. You may also use our hashtag Manulife Filipina in action on Twitter. I'm G3 San Diego, journalist, key opinion leader, and an immensely proud member of the LGBTQIA plus community. And I have the sweet privilege to be your host this afternoon. Before we begin, I'd like to thank Manulife for always creating an avenue where some of today's most respected and influential women in their respective fields gather to share their experiences and inspire us to be empowered. Alam nyo, I'm always amazed by people, especially women, who excel at so many things. The range, mula sa trabaho, sa mga multiple businesses nila, at sa mga pamilya nila, wearing multiple hats and taking charge of every aspect of their lives. It's nothing short of remarkable. I'm sure we all have the same questions in mind now, like how do they do it? My superpower ba sila? Well, you're in for a treat as our guests today will share some secrets of this trade, so to speak. Whether it's about overcoming challenges, pursuing passions, developing a winning mindset, taking charge of finances, or achieving their goals. This webinar is also perfectly in line with how Manulife advocates diversity, equity, and inclusion. Importante naman kasi talaga na inclusive tayo, na may lahat equal access to opportunities for growth, where everyone is celebrated and valued regardless of our differences. What a great way to celebrate International Women's Month, right? Of course, I know you're all excited to meet our speakers. As I mentioned earlier, one of our topics today is developing a winning mindset. So let's kick off our afternoon with a certified life coach and neuro-linguistic programming trainer, a Gallup certified strengths coach. Today, she will talk about optimism and how it affects our physical health. She will teach us on how to have a winning mindset by taking care of ourselves and how we can support each other on this empowering journey. Without further ado, I give you CarelleMangaliag-Herrera. Welcome, Carelle. How are you
Hi,
this
G3.
empowered afternoon? Hi.
I'm so happy to finally see you and meet you. I am such a big fan.
Wow. Thank you for that. I know that we're going to learn a lot of things from you today, and I'm excited to hear from you.
And I'm excited to see each and every one here in Manulife once again. Thank you so much for having me. I
All
am so
right.
honored to be here as we help empower all of you today by taking care of ourselves better so that we can make every day better for us, our work, and of course, our loved ones. Now, how do we take care of ourselves, our mental, emotional, and physical well being? Now, I saw this quote. Here's to strong women. May we know them. May we be them. May we celebrate them. And I celebrate the men and women here in Manulife who continue to empower each other. Now, I am so proud to say that I am a Filipino woman because when it comes to women empowerment, we are way ahead of so many countries. Did you know this? We are top 10 in the world when it comes to women in business, women in government, in medicine. We have so many doctors, lawyers, professionals, CEOs, women who are educated. And unlike in other countries where they have to fight for education, work, and even equal pay. Now, talking about equal pay, there was this entire hullabaloo in Hollywood because Julia Roberts was complaining about her salary compared to George Clooney. Now, in the Philippines, did you know that most leading women get paid more than the leading men? Woohoo! With our guest later on, interesting to find out, no? But the careers also of these women in love teams, they flourish more even after the love team breaks up. For example, Sharon and Gabby. Kamusta yung career ni Sharon compared to Gabby, right? Maricel and William. Martinez, I'm sorry, I'm dating myself. Masyado nang luma yung examples ko. But maybe you could think about your favorite love team. Bea John Lloyd ba yan? Now, we generally really support and respect women because we are a highly matriarchal society. Si nanay, si lola, they're very much present in our lives. Kung ano ang sinasabi ni ate, that is very evident in our lives right now. Now, of course, there are still a lot of important conversations on the reality of inequality and biases against women, issues that we are giving voice to during International Women's Month. Now, we want to reiterate that this is really all about respect. If we can raise sons and daughters who will be respectful towards each other no matter what gender, it's really about equality. And honestly, we've come a long, long way. We know now that women are decision makers, right? Sabi ko nga kanina, kasama si mommy sa lahat ng desisyon. Kasama si nanay, si ate, si lola. Kaya ang babae, lalo na sa Pilipinas, dahil ang daming ginagawa, dahil ang daming kasama siya, pagod. Totoo pong napapagod. So how do we take care of ourselves? How do we support the women in our lives who are tired? Now, as a mother, a wife, a daughter, sister, CEO, citizen, I'm very tired. Tired of handling all of the things that I need to get to do, just like a lot of you are tired. And when you're tired, depressed, anxious, sick, how do I raise my kids better? Love my husband better? Lead my company better or serve my country better? How do I take care of myself first so that I can give more to other people around me? Now, stress is an inevitable thing. Hindi natin mapipigilan ng stress. But what we want is to manage it and to avoid helplessness and desperation. Let me reiterate that kasi madalas when we are overwhelmed, when we are anxious and going through depression, it's because we have that feeling of helplessness and desperation. Now, let me share with you an experiment, okay? There is a study on rats. Kaya may picture ng daga sa slide ko kanina pa. There has been an experiment on rats. Kawawang mga daga dahil they've been exposed to so many experiments. They were electrocuting these rats. So, very unethical. Now, back in the day pa po ito. Back in the 60s and the 70s. So, what they did, there were three groups of rats. First group of rats, inimplanta nila ng underdeveloped tumor. It's an undeveloped tumor that they placed in the first group of rats. And they didn't give any electrocution. No electrocution for these rats. Now, the second group of rats, they placed the underdeveloped tumor and they gave inescapable shock. So they kept on electrocuting those poor rats without a way out. So they got helpless. Now, the third group of rats, they placed that underdeveloped tumor once again, and they gave escapable shock by putting a wheel inside that box where they were experimented on. And if they turn the wheel, they can stop the shock. So it's the same amount of shock, but they have a way out. Now, what were the results? The underdeveloped tumor placed in group 1, where they had nothing, 50% of the rats got the tumor developed and they died, while the 50% fought off the tumor and lived. Now, with the second group of inescapable shock, 75% of the rats got the tumor and 25 didn't. The 75%, they got the tumor and they died, while the 25% didn't. Now, the rats with escapable shock, with the turning wheel, only 25% got the tumor. So imagine, that study showed that the way out of stress and helplessness and desperation, as studied by Dr. Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology, is knowing that there is a way out. A way out of stress and helplessness can help alleviate even our physical pain and illnesses. Now, what is that way out of stress and helplessness? That is hope. Hope and optimism. People who are empowered have hope and optimism. So, as there are vast studies on learned helplessness, there are studies on learned optimism that can help us manage our stress, be more resilient, be empowered, and care for ourselves better. Optimism pala can give us better physical health, and not only that, there was also a study done by Dr. Martin Seligman on insurance agents. They made life insurance agents take optimism tests. And what it showed was that the top 10% most optimistic insurance agents sold 88% more insurance than the bottom 10. Ladies and gentlemen, increasing your optimism can increase your sales achievement and goals. And data shows that. And the good news is we can learn optimism. It can be trained. It's not just, again, for your physical and mental health. It's also for your targets, Manulife. Now, next slide, please. We don't have a knowledge deficit. We somehow know this. We know this. There's so much information out there. Just go online. We know that we need to take care of ourselves. We know that we need to be more optimistic. We need to see that silver lining. But why is it so difficult? Why is it so tough? We have actually not a knowledge deficit, but a behavior deficit. What is a behavior deficit? We don't do more. It's just like my mom who had a heart attack 2 years ago, and the year after that, kumakain ng crispy pata. Bakit? 'Di ba? Alam niyang masama. Alam niya yung good para sa kanya ay hindi kumain ng crispy pata, pero kumakain ng crispy pata. Now, we have gym memberships we don't use, right? If you agree with me, just say amen wherever you are. We have healthcare we hardly use. Why? Because the mind is a high resistance pathway. Matigas po ang ulo natin, literally, because that is the system in our brain. We prefer habits and things we got used to. There is what we call the law of least effort. If masyadong maraming effort, ayaw ng brain. Or if there is too much friction, like I have to dress up and drive to the gym. Oh my God, effort. Or it's not in my schedule. Mas importante pa kasi itong gagawin ko. I have more other important things to do than self-care. The brain likes it easy. It hates effort. So we don't want to exert more effort in self-care because it's too much of a hassle. You can relate to that, just nod your heads wherever you are. So how do we have better habits and behaviors to take care of ourselves? Number one, shape the behavior by designing your environment. Environment shapes behavior, and there are so many studies on this. Drug dependents, taken out of their environment, they stop the drugs. They stop their addiction. Bring them back into the environment. If they don't have the will, they go back to drugs. Now, shape the environment by putting reminders and motivators of how you want to be, like pictures, music, essential oils. You can put that around you for self-care. Make it accessible. Putting your exercise stuff at the foot of your bed or putting the right food in your fridge. Make what you want. Make what you don't want invisible. Hide that remote control or unplug your TV. Stop buying junk food. Make it difficult for your brain. Wag nang add to cart ng add to cart, right? Make it difficult for your brain. Create triggers. Things that you always do, like brushing your teeth, setting up the alarm. Latch it on to things you want to do. If the first thing you pick up in the morning is your cell phone, put a morning playlist that you can play upon waking up. My morning ritual, I have it right here with me. I have a morning ritual here, and it already includes my prayer, meditation, then workout. Sunod-sunod na yon. From the moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup, I do all of those things. Now, dinner with the family can also create triggers. It can trigger gratitude conversations. K-drama can trigger you doing jumping jacks and stretching and exercises. Make also 2-minute versions of the self-care habit you want for yourself. 2-minute versions. If you want to read a book, sometimes it's such a hassle to read that book. Read a page. 2-minute versions of a workout or meditation will work better than not doing anything at all for your self-care. Create that specific time and place. Every 6 p.m. in your living room, got it. I also use a schedule using Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro is when you put 25 minutes of work straight, then you give yourself 5 minutes to have a brain and body break in between. I do 4 rounds of that, And then after the 4 rounds, I rest for like 15 minutes. Sometimes I also do a focused sprint wherein I work for 2 hours straight. Then I give myself a 15-minute break in between. Now, what do you do in those breaks to take care of yourself better? Number one, generate those positive emotions. Next slide, please. You can't passively wait for positive emotions. You can't. You can purposefully, in those 5 minutes, look at what you are grateful for or do an act of kindness. Send someone thank you. Say something kind to someone for yourself also or for other people. Look at a picture that gives you hope. Listen to music that gives you pride. Savor these moments. Namnamin mo. It's not just about happiness. It can be about peace, awe, inspiration, looking at a sunset, looking at your kids, hugging them. Namnamin mo yon. And you have to purposefully direct your attention and savor these emotions to help you have more optimism. Next, engage what you are good at. Studies have shown that even for people with no love life, they are happy because they are engaged at work. They have their flow. Now you can look at that. Maybe my work, my job, what I'm doing is something I'm passionate about. Then that is engagement. Maintain also positive relationships. Have a support system. Seek your meaning. Know why you do what you do. Always remind yourself, para saan ba to? Why do I do this? I want to make a difference in the lives of people. Celebrate your accomplishments. Celebrate your wins. No matter how small, they are still wins. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope that I was able to replenish you today to keep you empowered. You, as leaders, empowered men and women. I heard this quote from another empowered woman and friend. Her name is Sab Ongkiko, a public school teacher and awarded as an outstanding Filipino. Bilang isang Manulife Filipina in action, sana sa araw na ito, kayo ay mga pinuno na pinuno para mamuno at mamuno ng iba. Maraming maraming salamat, Manulife. Thank you and have an amazing day.
Thank you, Carell, for a very enlightening segment. I'm sure ang daming new takeaways ng audience natin. Personally, I enjoyed the part about the law of less effort. Siyempre, kailangan natin labanan yan, di ba? Gusto natin may effort. Saka yung part na mas mataas yung talent fee ng mga female leads natin. Baka it's not too late for me, no? Anyway, we'll talk to you again later, Carell. If you have questions for Carell, feel free to type in your questions in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. We will see more of her later during the Q&A session. Okay. Isa sa mga nabanggit ni Carell kanina is how we should take care of both our mental and physical health. I can't think of any woman who best embodied this attitude other than our special panelists for today. Masasabi mo talagang top of mind sila pagdating sa pagiging women in charge. Kasi they have shown their hard work and passion over the years. Kaya naman successful sila sa chosen fields nila. Obviously, they also know how to really take care of their mind and body and are actually smart with their finances. Our first guest is the pride of the Philippine sports today and forever. She is a decorated athlete at alam niyo ba, Sergeant of the Philippine Air Force din siya. A Zamboanga native, she made her Olympic debut at the 2008 Beijing Games when she was only 17 years old. And since then, she has participated in count them, three Olympic Games and eventually won a silver medal at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. She is the first Filipino to ever win an Olympic gold medal for the Philippines. Since winning the gold, she has shared her fair share of ups and downs dahil hindi talaga madali ma-fulfill yung the goal is gold niya. Pero she's been really inspiring because she proves the value of courage, hard work, and focus, and she never gives up. Everyone, let's all welcome ang tanging hindi affected sa pagtaas ng presyo ng gasolina dahil meron siyang free fuel for life, the very recently engaged, our country's favorite champion, Hidilyn Diaz.
Magandang hapon sa'yo, G3. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat.
Hello, Hidilyn. So happy to be with you
Hello.
today. Our next guest
Sobrang
is
saya ko din.
undoubtedly one of the biggest stars in our country today and one of the most talented artists of her generation or any generation. She is a multi-awarded actress, having won Best Actress awards from numerous award-giving bodies for her iconic TV and movie roles. Apart from her showbiz career, she is also a renowned vlogger. She is a thriving businesswoman, a proud owner of a farm in Zambales, napakagandang farmer, just like me. Her other businesses include an apartment and commercial units. Let's all welcome the Philippines' most bankable star and my very dear friend, the very much in love, Miss Bea Alonzo. Hi, Bea.
Hi, Gigi. My name is Hidilyn. I'm a fan. I'm so happy to be here today.
Our guest today,
Fan
very
din
much
po ako.
accomplished. Yeah, Mutual Admiration Society. Our guests today are very much accomplished in their respective arena, and my introduction is merely the tip of the iceberg. But we'll all get to know them more naman, as I'm sure curious din kayo how to know how they are winning in life. So my first question is for our Olympic gold champ, Hidilyn. You are one of the most prominent women in the country today. Everyone here is a fan. But for you, sino si Hidilyn Diaz before and after winning the Olympic gold medal?
Before, nag-start kasi ako sa weightlifting ako eh. Si Hidilyn Diaz, nag-start sa weightlifting by curiosity lang. Galing ako sa mahirap na pamilya. Pero yung maganda kay Hidilyn, before pang manalo ng gold medal sa Olympics, um, may goal-driven siya. Tapos, determined and disciplined. Once my goal siya, motivated siya sa ginagawa niya and she really do her best and nagte-training talaga siya to achieve her dream. Then after manalo ng gold medal, syempre, before that silver, then gold, syempre nagbagong buhay. Pero ganun pa rin. Hindi ako sumusuko. I always do my best every day. Then, nandun pa rin yung goal para manalo ng gold medal again sa Paris 2024. Kailangan natin ng goal eh. Kailangan natin may direction.
Paris 2024. We're sure we're gonna get a second gold medal from you. Ito ba yung pinangarap mo mula simula nung bata ka pa? Is weightlifting a passion that came later in life? What was your biggest dream then nung bata ka pa, Hidilyn?
Aminin ko, nung bata ako, gusto ko lang na makapagtapos ng pag-aaral. Gusto ko lang na hindi ako hihingi ng pera sa nanay ko. Kasi syempre, mahirap maghingi ng pera. Then, before, gusto ko maging banker. Hindi talaga maging weightlifter, hindi maging gold medalist. Pero later on, nung nakilala ko ang weightlifting, gusto ko lang maging gold medal sa local hanggang sa nag-level up.
Grabe yung pag-level up, diba? Talagang first
Yes.
Filipino. Yun talaga.
Nakita mo kasi-
Talagang glow up.
Yes.
Oo.
Kasi kung makita mo no
Diba?
2008, first 17 years old ako sa introduction, di ba? 17 years old ako naging Olympian hanggang sa naging fourth Olympics ko na ngayong Tokyo 2020. So medyo matagal bago ko naiuwi ang gold medal sa Olympics.
But it was well worth the wait, diba? For Bea naman, kilala ka ng mga tao sa acting prowess mo. Who wouldn't know Basha and all your other iconic roles, diba? My question is, did you always want to become an actress? Pinangarap mo rin ba maging weightlifter? Ano bang pangarap ni Bea Alonzo before being a movie star? What was your dream?
Alam mo, gusto ko man maging weightlifter, pero parang hindi ko kaya yung ginagawa ni Miss Hidilyn. Like, respect to Miss Hidilyn. But, you know, I've always wanted to become an actress ever since I was young. Alam mo to, G3, di ba? And
Yeah.
until now, parang may mga moments pa rin ako na hindi ako makapaniwala that I get to do the things that I love to do every day. I feel so grateful.
Wow, talagang dream come true from the
Oh,
start.
I'm
Diba? Can you
living this
describe?
dream.
Of course, always and every day. Can you describe to us what drives and motivates you when you were just starting out and now that you've accomplished so much? Is there a difference? May nagbago ba in terms of motivation?
Alam mo, I'm very much like Miss Hidilyn. I'm very goal-oriented. Kapag meron akong gusto, talagang I make sure I plan ahead. I make sure that I will achieve that goal. And until now, I still find myself daydreaming about the things that I want to do. Because I think it's very important to have that in you. Yung drive and motivation, that shouldn't stop eh. Kasi parang boring ata ng buhay kung wala kang nilook forward to, right?
That's true. That's true. But when you were starting out, diba, the dream was the motivation. Now that you are living the dream, like you said kanina, diba, has the motivation changed or ganun pa rin? I
Of
want to
course,
achieve
I
more
mean,
dreams.
my dreams don't stop here. I have other dreams too. Aside from being an
That's
actress,
beautiful.
I'm also a businesswoman. I'm an entrepreneur. So hindi siya natatapos dito. Even being an actress, I still have a lot of things that I want to achieve. Maybe not only here, maybe global. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Why not? Diba, makapartner may mga Hollywood leading
Malay
lang
mo.
naman. Tapos
Hi,
ganun
Bradley
din yung sweldo
Cooper.
mo.
Kidding.
Bradley Cooper, hello if you're watching. I want to go back to Miss Hidilyn kanina. Weightlifting is arguably perceived as a male-dominated sport. Was there a time when somebody told you you can't do it dahil pang lalaki lang yung sports na yan? And with that stereotype, bakit pinursu mo pa rin siya as a serious sport?
Mahirap. Sa totoo lang, mahirap maging atleta, lalong-lalo na sa sports ng weightlifting. Kasi nga, kilala ang weightlifting as panglalaki. So, nung nag-start ako, yung nanay ko mismo, ayaw na mag-weightlifting ako. Kasi, pag babae, papanglalaking sports na yan, babae na sa bahay ka lang. Eh, taga-probinsya ako, taga-Zamboanga ako. So, medyo mahirap yun. Pero, sinusubukan ko pa. At ginagawa ko kasi yung sports na yun kasi na-enjoy ko. Nag-try na ako ng iba't ibang sports, pero wala eh. Sa weightlifting talaga ako na-enjoy. Tapos nakita ko na may future ako sa weightlifting. So, nung nakita ng nanay ko na enjoy ko ang weightlifting, sinuportahan naman niya ako sa sports. Then, kasi yung kasama ko sa weightlifting, mga lalaki rin, mga pinsan ko. So, nakikipag-compete ako sa kanila. Natatalo ko sila. So, ang sports, walang gender yan.
That's true. That's true. Sports has no gender. I'm just curious, ano yung mga iba pong pang sports na tinry? Since you mentioned it.
Nag-try ako ng basketball, volleyball. Puro sakit lang eh. Sakit tapos yung pinsan ko, ginaganon lang ako, binabraso ako. Tapos sa badminton naman, medyo mahina ako sa reaction, so talo ako. Gusto ko kasi parata ako nananalo. So, doon sa weightlifting, natatalo ko yung mga pinsan ko na lalaki.
Oo nga.
Kaya masaya ako.
Mas bongga talagang weightlifting. Kailan mo na-discover na strong ka?
Sa totoo lang, 2014 lang. Although naglalaro na ako 2008 Beijing Olympics, 2012 London Olympics, pero walang love sa ginagawa, walang appreciation sa katawan, wala talaga. Kasi nga, I'm doing weightlifting. Ginagawa ko yung weightlifting dahil sa survival. Kasi kailangan ko mag-aral, kailangan breadwinner ako ng family namin eh. So, nung time na na-realize ko, nung mahal ko ang weightlifting, malakas ako, at di ko kayang iwan ng weightlifting nung may injury ako.
Okay, so the love of the sport just developed. I want to ask Bea, as an entrepreneur, syempre, it's a serious responsibility as you have to take care of your people, finances, operations, and regular upkeep. How do you manage the welfare of your team and how do you stay on top of the business?
Well, as much as possible, una siguro, I try to create an open and good communication with my people, as well as a positive workplace for all of them. And also, I recognize good work. So, ganun ako a good job. Ganun. So they know na nasa right path sila. And also, I hired these people for a reason. I know I can't do everything by myself. So as much as possible, I try to delegate tasks for all of them to the right people. And syempre, I try to set a good example as much as possible.
Leadership by example. Siyempre, pag si Bea yung boss mo, mahiya ka na lang magkamali, di ba?
Hindi, walang RT-RT.
Hello, di ba?
I'm wearing a
Walang
different
RT.
hat when I'm an entrepreneur. I'm wearing a different hat. So I'm very much different from being the Bea as the celebrity.
Yes, that's true. I want to ask Hidilyn again, as an athlete, we know that just like in any other profession, hindi laging best day ever, di ba? Lalo na in terms of training. How do you deal with your bad days? How do you cope and bounce forward?
Yes, everyday. Hindi kami everyday okay yung training. Hindi din everyday na maganda yung resulta ng laro. Pero at the end of the day, mabalik ako as an athlete sa why. Bakit ko to ginagawa? And umiiyak lang ako minsan. Tapos, kinakausap ko yung coaches ko, anong kailangan i-improve sa akin. Tapos, kinakausap ko rin yung sports psychologist ko. Baka may mali sa akin. Baka yung goal ko or baka kailangan kong magpahinga kahit isang araw. So, may mga ganun. Then, bounce back, babawi. Yun, parang babawi ako. Next competition, maging maganda yung competition ko, maging resulta. Next training bukas, maging okay din to. Kailangan ko lang magpahinga.
That's true. That's true. Generate positive thoughts, sabi nga ni Carelle kanina. And it's very good that you have a very, very good sense of self-awareness. Yung alam mo yung pinagdadaanan mo. Sometimes it just really helps us bounce forward. Bea Showbiz, madaming puyatan, laging pagod, location shoots, magdamagan. Even more than that, it's really, the issues that are being thrown at you when people don't recognize the professional and the personal. Maraming challenges talaga that you go through along the way. How do you cope with those things mentally and emotionally?
Ang ganda na sinabi ni Miss Hidilyn you have to really protect your mental health at all times. Kasi doon nagsisimula Oo, matapang tayo, masipag tayo, but if hindi natin napapangalagaan yung mental health, those things don't mean anything. So ako, I pause, I reflect, and parang feeling ko kasi sometimes maraming outside noises na hindi naman necessary for your growth. So I filter them. But I recognize that there are mga constructive criticisms, healthy criticisms that come from the people that love me and who care about me, and those are the things that I absorb. But I don't absorb everything. Siguro for my sanity rin. Diba? Parang mababaliw ka na lang kapag binasa mo lahat ng bashing about you. It's not healthy.
That's true.
Oo.
Kailangan may built-in filter ka.
Oo. After being this for 20 years, siguro parang na ano ko na yon, na harness ko na yon, na ano ko na, nagawa ko na.
Yeah, saka kahit sino talaga mababash. I mean, like, even our artistes of the cleanest image, diba? Everyone gets bashed.
And right now, GC, it's so instant Unlike before, na hindi mo nakikita. Ngayon kasi it's so instant It's on your comment box. It's so instant. When you go live, makikita mo siya. So, you really have to have a healthy mindset.
That's true. That's true. I think, again, like a healthy sense of self-awareness, diba?
Yes.
That's what you need to battle all of these things that, comes with the territory of being so public. For working professionals, athlete man or celebrity, maraming challenges at sobrang importante ang support system. What's the secret at talagang thriving ang Team HD at Team Bea? Kamusta ba ang relationship nyo with family, colleagues, fans, and even with your jowas, with your partners? I want to start with Hidilyn.
So, siguro ang sekreto ng Team HD is we communicate. We have one goal as a team. Then, we communicate, then we talk, we plan, then we execute and communicate again. Yun ang kailangan sa team As a team, communication talaga. Then, siguro appreciating them as a team. Kasi hindi ako mananalo sa Olympics kung wala sila. Hindi ako makapag-perform kung wala sila kasi kanya-kanya, may kanya-kanyang galing sila. Ang sports nutritionist ko, magaling sa nutrition, hindi ko kayang pag-aralan ng buong libro. Sa sports psychologist naman, hindi ko din kayang pag-aralin. Tapos yung strength and conditioning, hindi ko kayang palakasin ng sarili ko na walang guidance ng mga coaches ko. So, kailangan yung appreciations ng coaches eh. Kasi kung wala sila, wala din ako. Doon sa Olympics, hindi ako makapag-perform, walang magandang performance without their guidance. Kung kumusta ang family ko, yun. Yun pa rin yung communication. Kahit malayo, nasa Malaysia man ako, kahit saan, importante yung constant communication.
That's true. That's true. Also, one of your coaches is also now your fiance, diba?
Yes.
So how is he as a support system for you?
Syempre mahirap. Kasi nga, mahirap pagsabayin yung pagiging coach. Syempre, pag coach ka, stricto, tapos, di ba mahirap yun ipasok eh. Tapos, maging partner mo in life. So, mahirap yun sa kanya. Pero at the end of the day, bumabalik kami doon sa bakit namin to ginagawa. Dahil may goal kami, love, respect, then communication.
Oo, para ako malilito ako. Pinapaglito mo ba ako as coach or as boyfriend or as fiancé?
May mga ganun talaga.
That's very cute. That's very cute. What about you, Miss B? Your support system?
Ang secret, siguro, tama siya, good communication. But I have to say, my team keeps me grounded as well as my family. So like, kasi pag nasa showbiz ka, it's so easy for you to feel na parang VIP ka, you know, ang daming perks and sometimes parang mawawalan ka ng sense of reality. Kung ano ba talaga nangyayari out there. And they keep me grounded. You know, parang hindi nila ako tinuturing na celebrity or whatever. And I feel like it's very important and essential for a person to have that sense of reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see you with your mom, di ba? Parang pwede ka talaga utusan ng mom.
Pinapatukan pa rin ako ng
Oo. Sense of reality talaga. You go to your family and they will give you a healthy dose of your sense of reality. What about your partner, your boyfriend, di ba? Support system din yan.
Oh, yeah. Siyempre, parang hindi makukumpleto yung happiness ko without him. And he taught me how to set my boundaries, how to say no. And I feel like it's very, very important. Kasi dati hindi ko alam yun. Yes lang ako ng yes. I'm a good soldier. So,
nice. So, meron kang regulatory board kay Dominic, di ba? Para okay.
Hindi naman. He supports me.
Okay, Hidilyn, in spite of the challenges you've had, such an extraordinary 2021, di ba? Talagang highlight ka ng 2021 ng Pilipinas. Congratulations also on your recent engagement. Talagang inangkin mo yung 2021 with your engagement with your partner Julius also. Sa madaming pagbabago sa buhay mo, noon, ngayon, and maybe in the future, Paris 2024 is not so far away. Ano yung default attitude mo pagdating sa mga changes sa buhay, good or bad? Kasi grabe, overnight talaga yung change. Diba? We all wonder how you do it and ano talaga yung mga pagbabago sa buhay mo?
Siguro iniisip ko may pagbabago ng buhay, parehas lang din sa sports. Hindi ako parating malakas, hindi ako parating winner. Kaya whenever na nandun ako, iniisip ko na enjoy yun, but at the same time, alam kong babalik ako doon. So I just have to parang ina-enjoy ko, ina-accept ko yung reality, pero bumabalik ako doon sa reality na eto ako. Dito ako nag-start, dito ako nagsimula, then I'm surrounded with the people na tutulungan ako or ginaguide ako para ma-overcome yung success or yung downfall. Kasi hindi mo kaya mag-isa. Kailangan mo talaga ng kasama.
Yes, hindi parating panalo, hindi parating successful, pero parating libre ang gasolina. Sana all.
Sana all.
So, si Bea din, ang daming changes din na nangyari kay Bea, especially in 2021. You transferred networks and you have dominated the vlogging space. Diba, napaka-comedy mo sa vlog mo. Sinasabi ko siya parang, oh my God, comedy ka pala. Hindi ko in-expect. Well, taking a leap in these decisions, it's really a leap. I mean, like, from your homegrown network to another network, ano yung headspace? What were, because you got a lot of criticism for that, diba? But at the end of the day, you do what's best for you, diba? May fear and self-doubt ba na nangyari? Ano ba yung mga naramdaman mo at first?
I've always followed my heart, and it had led me to places I've never been to. It had led me to realizing my dreams, and until now, ganon. And when I'm at a crossroads, siguro, totoo, merong fear eh. Merong nervyos, kailangan patunayan yung sarili mo. But also very exciting for me because I know that no matter what decision I make, I will never be the same again. And it feels good, comfortable, because I've said this in my past interview. Growth only happens when you're uncomfortable. Diba? Hindi ka pwede na lagi lang nasa comfort blanket mo because hindi ka mag-grow. And I feel like if you embark on new adventures, you will discover things about yourself that you never knew existed in you. And nandun ako. I'm just enjoying every single minute of it. I guess nagagawa rin siya ng 30s. I don't know if it's the decisions I made just recently or maybe I know now what really matters. So I just enjoy it. And these noises don't affect me as much anymore, unlike before.
That's true. That's true. I mean, that's absolutely right. You're 100% correct. Growth really comes from, stepping outside of your comfort zone. You have a thriving career in show business, and yet you still put up different businesses, and you have your farm. Then beautiful, beautiful farm in Zambales.
Yeah.
Bakit mo naisip? Tapos meron ka pang non-profit, diba? We were talking about it. Bakit mo naisipan magnegosyo with these accomplishments? Because you have a very, very long career ahead of you still in acting. But why did you think about, becoming a businesswoman?
Kasi marami pa akong gustong gawin aside from pagiging artista. Marami pa akong ibang dreams. And I feel like life is too short to restrict yourself from doing just one thing. I mean, it's about time to do whatever you want. And because of the pandemic, alam natin that life is even shorter these days. And so you just have to take a leap and embark on take on new challenges.
That's true. That's true. Sabi nga ni Anna Wintour, diba? She's also a very empowered woman. Don't be good at just one thing. Be good at many things, diba? In her talk in Harvard, she had a talk in Harvard. And tama, I'm just echoing what you said na, you don't need necessarily spread yourself too thin by doing many things when you can excel at all the things that you do.
Exactly. And I feel like we're all complex human beings. Hindi lang tayo. Marami tayo. We are good at different things.
And that's the very definition of empowerment, diba? When you can excel at all the things that you do. Hindi na yung namimili ka lang ng kung ano yung kaya mong gawin.
Yeah.
You can do so many things, diba? That's the very essence of empowerment. I want to follow up with a question that says, your flourishing career and businesses, how do you handle your finances, Bea? Ano yung secret tip ng isang Bea Alonzo when it comes to handling money? Kasi hindi ka naman kuripot, diba? Lilibre mo naman ako.
Yeah. In-enjoy ko naman yung fruits of my labor. No, but I, as much as possible, I make intelligent and wise investments. And also, I don't live beyond my means. And I create goals. Yun, very important para sa akin.
Ano yung mga financial goals mo, for example?
Like, for example, instead of, kasi pag nandiyan yung money, ang dali mo gastusin ang dali niya mawawala. Like, for example, for this year, alam ko kung ano yung pag-iipunan ko. I know where I should put my money. I know kung ano magiging effect nito in 10 years from now, 20 years from now. So, I'm a planner like that. Hindi ako yung one-day millionaire. I'm not like that at all. Alam mo yung first luxury bag ko, binili ko lang yan. Nung meron ng bahay, meron na kaming family home, may car ako for work. And alam ko may business na kami. And I know that hindi na kami, kasi I come from a very poor family. So, alam ko yung value ng hard work. And I know how to not have anything. So, alam ko na ayoko na bumalik doon. So, kaya I'm very, very careful when it comes to money. I guess you can say that I'm a bit of a conservative when it comes to investments.
Mm. Wow, but very impressive. I mean, like, I think that's something new I learned about you na talagang you really planned that far ahead. I
Yeah.
mean, like from having no bag to now you have all the bags.
Medyo nag-enjoy na ng konti. Pwede na.
Oo. And you deserve it, my gosh, since 17 years old, diba? So for you, what is the importance of achieving long-term financial security? What is the importance of that, Bea?
I guess because any type of insecurity, may it be physical, mental, emotional, and even financial, is not healthy. It is bound to cause you stress. You don't want to live a stressful life.
Totoo.
So siguro, unahin mo, try to evaluate your life. What do you want to achieve? What are your needs? And then start from there. Kung gusto mo mag-ipon, kagaya nga sabi ko, don't live beyond your means. Kasi alam mo ngayon, parang ang dali kasi when you're on social media, you're easily persuaded to buy things that are outside your financial capacity. Diba? Bili ka na ng bili. Actually, lagi ko sinasabi to sa mga mas bata sa akin na nagtatrabaho na sa showbiz industry na darating din tayo dyan. Kung bibili ka ng bibili ng mga bagay na hindi mo naman kailangan sa ngayon or outside your financial capacity, mamumroblema ka lang sa susunod na credit card bill mo. Para mas masarap i-enjoy yung mga bagay, yung mga luxury things na yan. Kapag, nandun ka na, kapag hindi ka na mag-anxiety attack kapag dating ng next credit card bill.
Totoo. Dapat may ipon. I think that's coming out of the pandemic. That's what every single one of us should
also,
learn. Kailangan
invest wisely and intelligently.
True. Kailangan may investment ka kasi, diba, coming out of the 2-year pandemic, we all knew what it felt like to, be worried about where we're gonna get the next paycheck.
I'm sorry to cut you, but doon talaga ako nagpapasalamat sa mom ko kasi she's always guided me throughout my career when it comes to my finances. And lagi niya sinasabi, save up for the rainy days. After nagkaroon ng pandemic and nagkaroon ng di ba nagsarado ang ABS-CBN, nawalan tayo ng practice at that time. That's when I fully understood the importance ng saving up for the rainy days. Because I was fine. And, parang I was able to even extend help to those people who are in need. And doon ko naintindihan importansya ng pag-iipon and making wise investments.
That's very important to know. I mean, to save and to make very wise investments. That's a great advice from you. Hidilyn, na-share mo kanina before your successes, naging mahirap muna yung buhay, di ba? I think the sweeter the success, if it's, pinaghirapan mo talaga. How do you handle your finances now? Kasi ang dami mong premyo, syempre prize money. And then when you won the gold, parang everybody wanted to give you something, di ba? Parang every single company. And like, parang ako gusto nga kitang bigyan ng pera, gusto ko ta ilibre, parang ganyan. Considering all the post-Olympic gold rewards, incentives and prizes. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Aminin ko, gusto ko lang ikwento, ng Rio Olympics, doon ako nabigla. Talagang nabigla ako na parang, ganito pala yung, after winning the silver medal, ganito pala yung napaka-overwhelming, tapos ang daming rewards, incentives, prizes, tapos, pero after nun, kasi syempre gumastos ako, ang daming nagastos, so lang, yun yung pagkakamali ko. Then next, sabi ko, pag manalo ako ng gold medal, mag-iipon ako. May talagang maghanap ako ng financial advisor na tutulong sa akin. Buti na lang, before ako manalo ng gold medal sa Olympics, nandyan ng Manulife na tinulungan ako before ako manalo ng gold. Medyo, syempre, nakaka-overwhelming talaga. Kasi ibang level yung pagpapanalo ko ng silver, tapos ngayong gold. na madali lang. Pero syempre, pag nandun ka na, iba yung mga choices na gagawin mo. Pero buti na lang, may naging experience ako nung Rio Olympics na mga mali. Ngayon, natuto ako. So, thankful ako sa Manulife. Thankful din ako sa experience na nangyari nung Rio Olympics. Then, ayun nga, kahit nga ngayon nanalo ako, nandun pa rin yung pagiging kuripot ko. Hindi naman siguro kuripot, kaya lang kailangan kasi matuto eh. Hindi pwedeng gastos lang ng gastos. Kailangan i-set aside talaga may mga percentage na i-set aside para sa investment, for tithes, for family.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that part about the types. And of course, di ba, Manulife to give you financial advice, di ba? Syempre, we learn from our mistakes. Kung syempre nanalo ka ng silver and then you got all of these prizes, syempre enjoy mo muna. Ang hirap ng ginawa mo eh. But now that you're a gold medalist, di ba, and you know better, you really, really know what to do with your prize money na. How about you, Bea? Was there ever a time na tingin mo, okay ka na, peak na ako ng career ko, kasi you've achieved so much? So, ano yung mga nagmamotivate sa'yo to figure out what's
Well, ako mas motivated pa ako to do many, many things now. I mean, imagine before I didn't have the money and the influence to do good. Ngayon meron na, di ba? Kahit pa paano, parang naiisip ko parang I have much more to offer. So why stop now? And my dreams don't stop. We are only starting.
Yeah, that's true. Ano pa ba mga pangarap ng isang Bea Alonzo? Like one, for example. What's your dream for this year?
Syempre to put up like more commercial buildings, sana in the future pa.
Wow,
And
plural,
also,
yes.
syempre pagdating sa career, syempre, kagaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, parang I feel like we live in a borderless world already. May mga
Yeah.
Netflix, we can now work with people from outside the country. And so, sana, in the future, I can go global as well.
It's not, hindi siya malayang mangyari. I mean, like, you're one of the best and, you know, that's eventually gonna happen for you. I wanna go back quickly to Hidilyn na nagkaroon ka rin ba ng time in your life na, oh, nakuha ko na yung gold medal. Sinabi mo ba sa sarili mo na, okay na ako, may gold medal na ako. Silver, gold, alam ko na bumalik ako sa bronze. So, syempre, di ba, okay ka na. Naisip mo ba na okay na ako or parati mo pa rin iniisip, what's next for me, what's next for me?
Para sa akin yung nasa isip ko, what's next? Anong susunod gagawin ko? Gusto ko pa ng ganito. Eh, marami na nagsasabi, pwede na, gold medalist ka na. Pero sabi ko,
Yeah.
kaya ko pa eh. Huwag niyo naman ako huwag niyo naman ako i-stop. Sa akin kasi, malakas pa ako eh. Kasi kung hindi ko na kaya, ako mismo, magsa-stop ako. Pero gusto ko pa, mahal ko pang sports, kaya ko pang magsakripisyo para sa Pilipinas. So, hindi ako nakikinig sa kanila kasi alam ko na kaya ko pa.
Wow, girl on fire. Siyempre, the next goal is Paris 2024, di ba? And what's better than one gold medal than two gold medals, maybe even three, di ba? Maraming events yan. And then for Bea, nakakatawa yung conversation natin, di ba? We learn so much from each other. It's such a privilege to get to know you both better and deeper. Hidilyn, I think my important question for you from the ladies who are with us today, why do you think it's important na kahit anong trabaho, women must choose to break the bias or i-unlearn yung mga stereotypes na palagi nilang kinakabit dahil babae ka?
Para sa akin, napaka-importante. Kasi may mga bata na sumusunod sa atin. Sa akin, parati akong sinasabihan na babae ka lang, huwag ka dito, or atleta ka lang. Hindi pwede eh. We have also the right, we have also the capacity and ability. So, ngayon nandito ako as a weightlifter na isang Pilipina nanalo ng gold medal sa Olympics. Malaking bagay yun para sa mga kababaihan na sumusunod sa akin. Kasi naipakita natin na kaya natin manalo, mga babae sa Olympics. Kaya natin na i-representa ang Pilipinas kahit anong larangan ito. So, napaka-importante na nandito tayo ngayon, na lumalaban. Binabreak yung bias.
Yes, represent. I've always thought that we would get our first gold medal in the Olympics through boxing. But my gosh, diba? what a beautiful surprise you were for all of us. At a time when we were all having such a difficult year, diba? It was really a blaze of glory. So I want to ask you, paano mo ba matutulungan yung kapwa Filipinas na nasa larangan din ng sports? Because, women in sports, di ba, parang very, very underrated. We know that you've always wanted to pay it forward by helping more athletes achieve the same success that you've had. So what are you doing in particular to women in sports to help them?
First, yes. Ngayon kasi nagte-training na ako. Nandito na ako sa Pilipinas. Then nandito ako sa Halala, training with the kids na soon maging weightlifter din, soon maging Olympian. So, we're planning to do weightlifting academy para mas maraming matulungan. Then, may mga programs din na train with HD, train with me, para mas maturuan sila kung paano mag isang champion. Siyempre, para sa akin siguro isa sa mga malaking bagay nung nandito pa rin ako. Kahit sinasabi nila, matanda ka na, laos ka na, bakit nandyan ka? O gold medalist ka na, bakit nandyan ka? Kasi kaya pa namin mga kababaihan na maglaro kahit sabihin yung hindi na. Kasi kaya namin.
Kayang-kaya, di ba? What a year for the woman, the Filipina woman. What
Yeah.
motivates you, Hidilyn, to plan for your future and take charge of your life? Sa personal man, sa karera, sa negosyo, sa pagiging isang babaeng modelo ng mga kabataan. What's your motivation, Hidilyn?
Siguro, yung motivation ko, ito kasi yung binigay na responsibilidad sa akin ni God. And gustong gamitin yung etong sports ko to the other athletes or kids. Kasi aminin ko, may mga time na downtime ako nung 2014 nung nagka-injury ako. Kung na-share ko dati, ngayon wala. Na-share ko na nagka-injury ako and doon ko na-feel na kailangan ko pa rin lumaban, kailangan ko pa rin maglaro para sa Pilipinas kasi yung mga bata, yun yung tinitignan ako. So kung mag-quit ako sa sports na to, wala silang inspiration at baka mag-quit din sila sa sports dahil nag-quit ako. So kaya yung motivation ko yung mga kabataan. Kaya nandito pa rin ako. Kasi gusto ko yung standard ng sports mas mataas na. Sana mas marami pang gold medal na maiuwi ang mga Filipino athletes.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. I mean, like, I echo that. Raise our standards in sports, di ba? Talagang itaas natin yung bandila ng Pilipinas, di ba? When you become a woman of recognition, it's then when you realize that you have a responsibility to the younger generation, di ba? Kasi hindi maiiwasang titingalain ka nila. For our women of recognition this afternoon, it's really something that they take to heart, and it's very, very impressive and very, very inspirational. I want to ask Bea my last question. Negosyo daw ang isa sa mga paraan para ma-harness ang economic potential of women. What can you advise aspiring female entrepreneurs to have the confidence to start their own business gaya mo? Kunyari, wala masyadong kapital or hindi nila alam kung saan sila kukuha ng kapital. What was your process in deciding what business to take and how to start your own businesses?
Mine was very different eh. Kasi I believe, I don't know kung naniniwala kayo sa power of the universe. I've always believed that. So kapag may naglaland sa lap ko ng opportunity, I make sure that I listen to my heart and to my gut feeling, and that's when I start. But to those women who are planning to build their own businesses but don't have the confidence to do it, if they can do it, so can you. I mean, parang if you are clear as to what your higher purpose is, kung ano yung dinidesire ng puso mo, just do it. Take the leap. We can plan and plan and plan, pero kung walang action, walang mangyayari eh. And parang feeling ko, it's about time for women to embrace their strengths and their successes and not apologize for them. I mean, look at Miss Hidilyn. She brought home the gold. At nung araw na yun, I couldn't be any prouder to be a Filipina myself that day. So thank you, Miss Hidilyn. So to those women who want to start their own career and their own business, no matter what age, kasi ngayon, di ba parang pinuput down nila, like I'm 34 years old, and may mga tao magsasabi sa akin na, dapat may pamilya ka na, dapat nagpapakasal ka na. But I also believe that we have our own timeline. What if that is not what I
Mm.
want for myself yet? What if that's not my circumstance? I feel like we shouldn't shame women for not marrying at this age or not having kids at this age yet. I mean, we have to respect each other's priorities and each other's choices.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. I think that's very true, 100%, that we all have our own timeline, diba? You do not stunt success at this age, diba? You respect everybody else's timeline. And I think that's a wonderful idea that you shared. I'm sure our audience feels the same way and wish this could go on and on. Siyempre, nag-enjoy pa tayo sa kwentuhan natin. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your stories with us, Bea and Hidilyn. Stay here lang sa Zoom as we'll talk to you again later. Everyone, it's not too late to hit the Q&A box and ask your questions from our guests. Right now, we're getting a lot of great questions from the audience. I'm also excited to hear our guests na sagutin ang mga tanong nyo. Mga tanong nating lahat. But before that, make sure to stay tuned until the end of the webinar. Manulife Philippines is giving away 1,000 pesos worth of gift certificates to 5 lucky winners. So watch out for that. Kanina, ilang beses nabanggit yung taking care of our finances kasi importante talaga yun ngayon. In fact, according to a recent Manulife survey, despite better saving habits, 79% of Filipinos surveyed say that yung savings sila aabot lang ng 1 taon or minsan less pa. Kaya mas motivated ang maraming Pinoy to take control of their finances. Marami namang options para maiwasan ang financial risks. And kailangan lang is you have a goal and an action plan. And that plan must steer you to the right direction. Luckily, we have someone who is here who can best talk about handling finances to help us get through and thrive even in the tough times. She is one of Manulife's top financial advisors, and as a millennial then, like Bea and Hidilyn, she has turned her passions into meaningful action by helping lead Filipinos to the path of financial freedom. Please give it up for Kim Zandueta. Hi, Kim.
Hi, GP. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Okay, let me begin with my talk. I am Kim Zandueta, a Manulife financial advisor. I'm here to give some tips on how you can take charge of your finances. Before that, let me quickly share my story as one of the top millennial financial advisors in the industry. I was only 20 years old when I joined Manulife. Back then, it was really challenging because I had no work experience and no network. At dahil ang bata ko pa, some people did not take me seriously, telling me, paano mo ko bibigyan ng financial advice? Mas matanda pa ako sa'yo. Kaya I really wanted to make a name for myself. I didn't allow these limitations to hold me back. Instead, it became my motivation. I worked hard to build my skills and credibility. I believe that when you love the work that you do, you will radiate success wherever you go. I'm now in my 7th year as a financial advisor. Through hard work and determination, I'm proud to say that I'm now one of the top financial advisors in Manulife. I'm proud that I have invested in properties like a house and lot, a condo, and a farm lot in Bohol. I'm also setting up my own jewelry business. Beyond these achievements, what I truly value is being in a noble profession, protecting the lives and securing the future of my customers by growing their wealth, taking care of their health, and children's education, among others. I hope my story inspires you to go after your goals no matter what age or gender you are. Speaking of reaching your goals, let me share some financial tips that can help you achieve your life goals easier. My first tip when it comes to handling finances is understanding your spending habits. Madali lang to put money into savings, but we all know marupok din tayo minsan and it's very easy to spend. Try to plan and track how much you spend weekly. This will help you find out which expenses you overspent on to adjust your spending properly. Another easy but effective way to monitor your spending habits and help you save is applying the 50-30-20 rule. Divide and prioritize your income this way: 50% spent on needs, 30% spent on wants, and 20% set aside as savings. After understanding your spending habits, let's list down your goals. Write down your short and long-term goals to help you prioritize on where to put your money, and makakatulong din ito to motivate yourself every day. You can also prepare a savings plan for each goal, then work out how much you need to set aside each month to reach it. For example, an account to spend for traveling in Europe, an account to save for your child's education. By doing this, you are making sure that you don't miss any of your goals and that you will be able to keep track of your progress. Before I move on to the next slide, I just want to say that these tips that I'm sharing can work whether you are a Gen Z, millennial, or just wanting to save more or retire comfortably. Obviously, the sooner you can start saving, the better. But everyone's path to financial independence is always a bit different. The important thing is to start. Tip number 3 is learn to say no to unnecessary expenses. Practice being content with less. It's probably one of the simplest but not always the easiest thing to do. Ang hirap, diba, to control, especially pag may sale, promo codes. Nako, idagdag pa natin ang highly curated lifestyles that we see online. It's good also to question your purchases. Can I really afford it? What will I do with it? Gagamitin ko ba to lagi? My next tip is to start coming up with ways on how to earn extra. Online jobs or selling homemade goods and crafts. If it's something you actually enjoy doing, it might not even feel like extra work. Investing in a side hustle might let you earn well enough to augment your savings. Imagine kung hindi mo na kailangan kunin sa sahod mo ang pangbayad ng bills mo. And my last is to invest in a plan that protects and grows your savings. Saving money is great, but saving alone is not enough. That's why there are insurance plans with built-in investments to help you earn and save more while being protected. There is this common misconception that getting a life insurance plan means your earnings will be locked away forever. Not true po. There are different types of plans where you can access your earnings through partial withdrawals when you need it. There are even ways for you to earn extra income or reinvest. In Manulife, we have health, savings, investment, and life protection solutions to help you depending on your needs. Don't be intimidated in talking to an advisor. First of all, it's free. There's no purchase commitment, and you can always alter the plan according to your budget. Now, let me discuss quickly two of our best-selling plans. Future Boost, which we recently launched, is an affordable life insurance plan with built-in investments that gives potential income through bonuses. For about 1,600 per month, you can get life insurance protection up to 60 times of its value. Imagine. You can also receive rewards and bonuses to help you grow your funds and also get an access to local and global funds. Our health insurance plan, Health Flex, which was awarded at the 6th Insurance Asia Awards as New Insurance Product of the Year. With this plan, you can choose and pay only for the health coverage you need. For only 45 peso a day, you can get more than 1 million worth of health coverage. You have the protection for cancer, heart attack, stroke, and 57 other critical illnesses. It can even go up to 112 critical illness coverage depending on your chosen plan. You can also use the coverage for medical expenses and treatments, and you are also guaranteed for protection up to age 100. So I think that's the end of my presentation. If you are interested, you can scan the QR code, submit your details, and talk to a financial advisor. Again, thank you and keep safe, everyone. Back to you, G3.
Thank you for those tips, Kim. Definitely informative and helpful. At this point, when everything seems so accessible, parang everything you see seems to be what you need. But that's not always the case. Kaya it's important that you keep a healthy mindset about your financial goals and as early as now and find ways to make your money grow. If there's one thing that pandemic taught us, it's that hindi lang talaga physical and mental health ang dapat inaalagaan, but also our financial health. Thanks to Manulife, we're reminded of the important thing of being financially responsible as they continue to offer relevant, comprehensive, and affordable plans that can help us secure our life goals so we can live every day better. Kaya now is your chance to consult about your finances for free. If you have questions for Kim, just type them in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen and they will answer them later in our Q&A session. If you don't have an advisor yet, you may scan the QR code, fill out the form so we can endorse you to one. Now, let's have an icebreaker naman. I'd like to say that we're all women of action here in the panel today. And what is action if there's no fun, right? It's just a simple game and actually one of my favorites. Oh my God, are you excited? It's the ultimate would you rather game. I will be flashing here two scenarios and all you have to do is choose which one you would rather do. No right or wrong answer tayo dito. We just want to get to know you a bit more. Parang fast talk lang. Game? Miss Hidilyn, are you game? Okay. So our first would you rather scenario, would you rather have telekinesis, the ability to move things with your head, or telepathy, the ability to read minds? Bea.
Telepathy siguro, para hindi na ako nahuhula.
Oo, telepathy, it really removes the guesswork, diba?
Oo, parang mas madali yan. It would be fun to have that power.
What about you,
Ako din
Hidilyn?
siguro. Ako din siguro. Pero medyo mahirap din kung basahin ko lahat ng iniisip nila.
Stress.
Oo, nakaka-stress. Pero kung iniisip ko rin
Oo.
kung telekinesis,
Oo.
parang mahirap din. Kasi parang weightlifter ako eh. Kailangan
Oo.
gumalaw yung katawan ko. So, telepathy na.
Oo, alam ka na ba umangat yung barbell sa ano lang, no? Di ba, sa mind mo lang. Di ba? Parang, oh my God, gold medals. Biglang ko umakit yung barbell. Second, would you rather scenario. Would you rather have a pause or rewind button in your life? Pag-isipan mo muna yun, Bea. Tanungin ko muna si Hidilyn.
Ako, pause lang. Ayoko ng rewind eh.
Okay.
Kasi syempre parang nag-regret ako sa mga lahat ng ginawa ko sa buhay.
taray.
So, kailangan kung anong mga decision ginawa ko, pag-isipan ko, then, bakit kailangan ko mag-explain? Yun, pause.
Oo.
Get mo.
Oo. No regrets daw si Miss Hidilyn. What about you, Bea?
Definitely pause. Marami akong hindi gustong balikan. Rewind. Pause na lang.
Okay, sige. Ayaw mo na siyang i-explain why.
Wag na.
Sige. Another would you rather scenario, and I'll ask you first, Bea. Would you rather ask your ex or total stranger for a favor?
A total stranger.
Total stranger.
Why? Oh,
Why?
parehong total stranger. Oh, why?
Siguro depende kung sino mo ex. Maybe a total stranger because you'd be surprised, no? Para daw magkaroon ng faith sa humanity. You'd be surprised how good of a person that stranger is. So, stranger.
That's true. Well, what about you, Hidilyn?
Total stranger din. Kasi parang awkward naman, naghingi ka ng pabor sa ex mo. Parang, tapos na tayo eh. Pero,
Okay, lahat tayo galit sa ex. Hindi natin sila hinga ng
Hindi
favor. Okay, would you rather have one wish granted today or 10 wishes granted in 20 years? Hidilyn.
hirap ka.
Oh, true.
Siguro 10 wishes granted 20 years from now. At least may naiwan ako para sa next. Parang
Oo.
Manulife lang eh. May
Ah,
naipon ako.
What about you, Bea? Antaray, kompleto na. Ako siguro, one wish na. Wala akong EQ eh. Okay, so our final would you rather scenario. Would you rather be beautiful forever or financially secure forever? Bea.
financially secure forever. Siyempre. Parang nakakapangit din yung stress. Diba?
Oo.
Financially secure forever. Siyempre.
Oo, ang
Sigurista ako
yaman.
eh.
Oo, nakakagandang yaman, di ba? What about you, Hidilyn? Beautiful forever or financially secure forever?
Siyempre, financially. Financially secure forever. Kasi yung beautiful forever, pwede mo nang sabihin na maganda ka sa sarili mo eh. Pero talagang
Eh,
tatanda ka. Pero pag financially secure forever, baka pwede kang bumili ng pampaganda dahil may pera ka.
100%, yes. Nabibili ang ganda, 'di ba? Pag maraming pera, mas maganda sometimes. Sometimes, 'di ba? But I think that just, like lifting up from what you said, if you know you're beautiful, 'di ba? What's
yeah,
20 years,
everyone
30 years? So
beautiful.
you'll always be beautiful if you are beautiful from within. Oh, 'di ba? Okay, so thank you so much for being so game, ladies. That was such a fun time. Fun scenarios, 5 scenarios. Now we'd like to get some questions from our audience. And we want to bring in Carell again. So we were going to ask questions for Carell. So let us see what the audience has for Carell. Hello. Hi. Welcome back, ladies.
Hello,
Okay.
hello.
Let us see. Okay. So for Carell, would you give us top 3 tips to ensure one's balance physically, emotionally, and mentally amid the stressors brought by the pandemic?
Sorry, 3 talents?
3 tips to ensure
Oh,
one's balance physically, emotionally, and mentally. 3 tips.
3 tips. If I could go back dun sa nasabi ko kanina na
Mm,
find a 2-minute version for yourself kasi you have to
mm,
really show up for yourself every day. And when I tell people, kailangan show up, set it up, kailangan naka-set up din yon. Kasi, di ba magsiset up ka ng date, kailangan merong candlelight, merong ganito, may music. Eh, kung gusto mong alagaan ang sarili mo, iset up mo rin yung environment for you to take care of yourself. And yung last na sinabi ko kanina, yung savoring, kasi kung kunyari, ito lang ang meron ka, pero ninanamnam mo kung ano yung meron ka, you'll feel so grateful for it. Kahit na sabihin na natin na wala ka pang bag, katulad yung sabi ni Bea kanina, but you get to savor other things that you are able to get for yourself and do for yourself. Now, I just wanna say lang, no, before, with that question, kasi sobra talagang fan ako ni Bea at saka ni Hidilyn. As in, ang
Oo.
daming kong iniyak sa dalawang ito, sa pagkapanalo ni Hidilyn at sa lahat ng mga pelikula ni Bea. So, I just have to say that.
Thank
But,
you.
yeah, and I'm savoring
Thank you
this
po.
moment. I savor this moment that I get to be with these wonderful ladies, with all of you, that even if I have a tiring day, kahit gano'n nakakapagod, having this moment, this space to take care of myself, not to think of anything else, listen to these ladies, be with these great, amazing people, ninanamnam ko yon para fuel, para mamaya, kasi meron pa akong trabaho pagkatapos nito. So, those are 3 tips.
nice, nice. I want to ask him, what is your ultimate advice for a young person like all of us who wants to save enough money to retire while enjoying the lifestyle that they have now? I think you're on mute, Kim.
Here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Ultimate advice
All
for a
right.
young
So
person.
Yeah, my advice would be allocate at least 20% of your income to discipline savings that you can use for retirement funding. Since I know you're still young, it's very important for you to enjoy a comfortable lifestyle. Kaya you can budget about 30% of your income for lifestyle spending. So that includes movies, restaurants, and happy hours. Yun yung mga things na doesn't cover basic necessities. For your basic needs naman and non-negotiable expenses, you can allocate 50% of your income for that. And you know what? By abiding to the 50-30-20 rule, you can save and splurge at the same time.
Save and splurge. Maganda yan. Diba? That's a good principle to live by. Heidelin, you mentioned before that you always wear lipstick during a match. Does it have something to do with breaking stereotypes? Kaya mo siya ginagawa? Or does lipstick give you more confidence?
Um, First, yung lipstick kasi binibigyan ako ng mas malaking kumpiyansa sa sarili ko. Then, kasi parang pinapakita ko kasi sa kalaban na ito, prepared ako, naka-lipstick ako, ito, naka-makeup ako. Pero yung pag nandun na kasi sa harap, pinapakita ko kasi na wearing lipstick, hindi lang itong sports na to, pang lalaki, pang babae ito. Kasi minsan sinasabihan kami na, oh, tomboy yan, or ganito, di ba? Sinasabihan kami gano'n. Pero kung makita nila, oh, naka-lipstick, pwede din palang mga babae dito. So, kaya, nandun ako nag-lipstick ako to show that ang mga babae pwedeng maging athlete, maging weightlifter, at pwedeng maging Olympic champion.
Oo, malakas at maganda at the same time. For Bea, sobrang busy mo at work. How do you take care of yourself? Can you share 3 beauty tips? Or ganyan na lang. Parang, wala, nagigising na ako ganyan.
Look up like this.
Three
Oh, it takes a
beauty tips.
village to look like this. Just ko, sa totoo lang.
Oo.
No, but ngayon ko, siguro self-care. Unlike before, hindi ko masyado nabibigyan ng oras yung sarili ko. But ngayon, siguro, mas nakikita ko na yung value ng self-care. So, I try to give myself at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep every day, kung kaya. Pero medyo may jet lag ako sa naka-4 na oras ako today. But, what else? Of course, I make time to exercise. And also, as much as possible, I try to eat healthy. Siguro yun lang. Hindi rin siguro, hindi lang yung self-care siguro not to only just look good, but to also invest in your future, in your health.
Sleep, exercise, and eat right. O yun, tandaan natin yan. Para maging Bea Alonzo beautiful din tayo. Before we proceed with more of our Q&A, we'd like to first acknowledge the presence of our friends from the media. I want to say hi to Carl Basco of ABS-CBN, Angelo Garcia of GMA, Grace Libero of Metro, G. Trillania of Malaya, Bronte Laksamana of B-World, Lou Ventigan of Lemon Green Tea, Silver Sea of Icon Manila, and Nicole Villaluz of When in Manila. I want to go back quickly to Hidilyn. Hidilyn, true championship is not only defined by their victories, but also by their defeats. In sports and in life, ano yung most painful setback sa buhay mo? Paano mo hinahandle ang pagkatalo?
Ang dami kong setbacks. Kasi almost 20 years na ako sa sports na to. Naalala ko na zero ako sa Olympics ng London 2012. Nakakahiya kasi syempre naglaro ko sa Olympics tapos na zero ka. Ayoko na. 2 weeks ko yun iniyakan. Then next siguro yung nagka-injury ako. Para sa akin, mahirap pag may injury ka, tapos na. Parang laos ka na, wala na eh. May mga doubt ka na sa sarili mo, tapos drain na. Then you cannot perform well. So yun yung pinaka-time ko. Yun yung breakthrough ko. Kasi syempre, nung time na yun, nung nagka-injury ako, kasi masyado akong narrow-minded. So, isang tao lang pinapakinggan ko. Pero nung nagka-injury ako, so kailangan may solution sa problem.
Yes.
Paano ako lalakas, kung paano ako maging mas magaling na atleta, paano maging gagaling yung So, nung time na yun, nag-depend ako sa iba't ibang ideas ng tao. Kaya nagkaroon ako ng PhD. So, pagkakahandle ng pagkatalo, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, hindi ako successful, na parati akong successful, parati akong gold medalist, kasi may mga time talagang down, may mga time na hindi ako makapag-perform ng mabuti. So, bumabalik ako doon na talagang I really need to work hard. I just have to accept na ganun talaga ang buhay, hindi ka parating panalo.
Setbacks, seeing your setbacks as your breakthroughs. Wow, that's something I learned from you today. For Bea, when it comes to your personal relationships naman, anong mga nagbago ngayon and how do you take care of yourself now? I'm sure, di ba, parang may mga nagbago.
Oo, I know na how to set boundaries. Alam ko na kung hanggang saan ako, mas self-preservation. Dati kasi mas parang bigay-bigay lahat. Ngayon mas meron ng self-preservation, and I think that's healthy also. And yun, kagaya na nasabi ko kanina, I know now when to say no. And I love myself more now, I feel.
Wonderful. You learn from your heartaches, diba? I want to go quick back to Carelle. How can men... Hello?
Yes.
Hi. I want to go back quickly to Carelle and I want to repeat the question. How can men support women who are struggling with mental health like depression?
You know, sometimes kasi men want to fix things, right? That's parang their nature eh. Sila yung fixer-upper eh. But most of the time, you know, you just hold space for somebody. And you don't need to fix your wife or your sister or your mother. Sometimes all they need is for you to hold that space for them, be there for them, and say, it's okay. I'm just going to be here. I'm just going to listen. And when they're tired, when they're overwhelmed, maybe a shoulder to cry on, maybe a hug, you know, or a pat on the shoulder, and not to demean them and say, ano ba, kabuanan mo ba? Or emotional ka ba ngayon? Hormonal ka ba ngayon? You know, those are words we don't need to hear. Sometimes all we need is just that safe place, that safe space for us to find that bravery once again. So
That's true. That's
quick
true.
advice.
The mere fact that they are there for you. I mean, like presence wise, no, they don't have to say anything. They don't need to minimize what you're going through. I mean, that's enough to help you get through your tough times. I want to go back to Bea. You've turned your passion into something greater with a purpose, diba? Parang beauty queen. Can you share 3 similar attitudes, values that help you thrive in your showbiz career and in the business? Ano yung mga tatlong attitude na feeling mo, ito yung nakakatulong talaga sa akin na na-identify mo na siya?
First is hard work. Talagang I really work hard for my dreams. Second, siguro good work ethics. Hindi ka nagpapaintay ng mga tao or hindi ka, alam mo, madali kang katrabaho. The third, siguro, is believing in what I do. I've always believed in my dreams. And siguro, hindi lang sa showbiz, sa business din siguro, it's also knowing your why. Kagaya na sinabi ko din kanina. And what I can offer to the world, hindi na lang siya singular eh. 'Di ba? Parang marami ng branches. It's how you can change the world through what you do. In our case, we have our farm, agriculture, making the world a better place somehow.
That's true. That's true. I mean, like we don't see a lot of women in agriculture, diba? So like it's such an outstanding thing that you're doing because you know we don't see a lot of them in that particular industry. And I believe that as an agriculturally rich country, that's really the future of our country. Because, diba, napaka-agri-rich natin. Bakit hindi siya hina-harness? Tapos ngayon, matutunan na natin yan. So, I want to ask Hidilyn again, like, what is your normal day like? Diba, syempre ngayon, kakanalo mo lang ng gold, diba, you're gearing up for another competition. Can you share some of your health tips? Kasi diba napakalakas mo. Parang kaya mo kami lahat bukatin dito sa panel na to. Parang what are your health tips for us?
Ano ba healthy? Yung normal life ko, syempre training ako ngayon for SEA Games. Then, my team HD ako kasama. So, ngayon we're preparing for SEA Games. So, my sports federations nandun na lahat. So, yung tip ko is surround yourself with the people na tutulungan kayo. Then, next
Okay.
yung tip para sa healthy din na tip ko, siguro kumain ng tama. Mag-exersisyo, uminom ng tubig, then magplano para sa future.
How many glasses of water a day would you advise?
Um, 8 to 10. Pero sa ngayon kasi
Wow.
sobrang init eh.
Correct. Mm-mm.
Mas kailangan na
Rehydrate
mas
and
marami.
hydrate. That's true. And then I want to go quickly back to Kim and
Ay,
before I
may isa
ask
pa
the
pala ako.
sige, sorry, go.
Meditate or pray kasi we have to stay connected with ourselves and kay God.
That's true. That's true. Nauna yung sinabi ni Carelle kanina, 'di ba? You begin your day with prayer, meditation, and then exercise. So, in tune tayong lahat dyan. I want to go back quickly to Kim before we go to questions from the press and the audience. So, Kim, how important is it to have a financial advisor?
It's very important to have your own financial advisor so that you have someone who can give you sound advice about proper financial planning. So, what do I mean by this? Kami kasi dito G3 as financial professionals, never-ending ang trainings namin to make sure that we can serve our clients better by being updated about market trends or let's say by mastering all the financial programs that we have in Manulife. Another point siguro na I want to stress out is I always believe that financial planning is a collaborative planning between the client and the financial advisor. So both of them should work hand in hand to meet the financial goals of the client. So kami naman as financial advisors, we make sure to put our client's best interest first above anything else. So it's nice to do this with someone that you trust para you can get the help and the guidance you need all throughout the financial planning journey.
Parang kailangan ko rin yan. So I want to ask Bea, this is a question from Metro Magazine, and they want to know who are the women that you look up to, and in what ways do their life journeys inspire you? The women that you
Siguro
look
hindi
up
na
to.
ako lalayo. My mom inspires me every day. She's like my hero. I mean, she's the strongest woman I know. And I could only hope to become like her someday. To become like, parang ganun ka almost perfect na mom. Like her, eventually.
And for Hidilyn naman, this question is from Metro Magazine also. Can you share with us a specific instance when you were struggling financially or emotionally? How did this motivate you get out of that situation?
Share is siguro nung na-stuck kami sa Malaysia nung 2020. Syempre hindi ko alam kung saan kami magse-stay kasi biglang nag-lockdown eh. Halos buong mundo nag-lockdown. So di namin alam kung saan kami magstay. Di na alam kung saan ako magte-training kasi as an athlete kailangan may magte-training ako kahit hindi matuloy yung Olympics tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang training. Tapos, nung time na yon wala kaming kakilala pa sa Malaysia. So, mahirap emotionally. Then, syempre, draining na rin yung medyo wala na rin na financially nandun kami sa Malaysia. Na-overcome namin yun by seeking help sa iba, sa sponsors, seeking help sa mga kaibigan, seeking help also sa mga Malaysian friends nung nasa Malaysia kami. So, it's always good na maghingi ng tulong, maghingi ng advice. Ako sa Team HD, maghingi ng advice sa kaibigan, maghingi ng advice or tulong sa taong makakatulong sa atin.
That's true. I remember even before your last Olympics, diba, you were also asking for help from people. And that was really very helpful in your journey. I want to ask a question from the audience, and this is I'm going to direct this to Bea, and they want to know how you handle rejection. I mean, as Bea Alonzo, do you experience rejection? And if you do, how do you handle it?
I used to be so afraid of rejection. Kasi meron akong abandonment issue. I grew up without a dad. And so I was always fearful of rejection. But when I became an actress, ang daming rejections. Before ako nakakuha ng title role or ng isang meaty role, I had to do many things na hindi man lang Before nagtalent ako sa isang show sa ABS-CBN. I don't know if you remember Okatokat. That was my first ever guesting. Nag-start yung taping 7 in the morning sa Tanay Rizal, and then at 9 in the morning the next day sa Tanay Rizal pa rin. And Darna, pero syempre I was only 30, no? Yung Darna outfit na parang pang Halloween. Nakaganon ako from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. the next day. And then, pinalakad lang ako, tapos may isang line lang ako. So, napapalabas na yung Okatokat, buong barangay namin, nagtipon sa bahay namin para panoorin yung scene. It never aired. They edited it out.
Oh
so, dun pa lang,
that's saklap.
di ba, that's a form of rejection that they didn't want you in that show. And I had experienced many rejections in my life. But I guess the key to overcoming those rejections is knowing who you are and what your purpose is. And again, keeping yourself grounded all the time through the help of the ones that love you. Surrounding yourself with people who understands and love you.
That's true. That's correct. And that's what we need. That's what we need. I want to do a follow-up question from your new home network, GMA. And they want to know, what is your biggest financial blunder and how did you recover from it?
So far, thank God, wala namang big financial blunder. Siguro merong like small investments here and there na hindi masyadong magandang investment. But then I learned, syempre I was young and those were the investments na I didn't fully understand about. Syempre now I learned from it. And I have to say, it really pays to invest in a company that knows what they're doing. Like Manulife, they've been there for so long.
Talagang tutulungan ka and help guide you in the ways
Yeah.
of financial prosperity.
Right.
Ano daw yung mga money lessons mo naman since you were a teenager from GMA also?
I will reiterate this, never live beyond your means. Kasi I never did that and I feel like it helped me a lot. Lalo na ngayon, siguro mas may appreciation din ako for the things that I can afford now. Because back then, parang alam ko na yung mga kasama ko naka-Porsche cars, ako naka-Fortuner lang ako, pero okay lang. Kasi I was saving up for the future. I knew my priorities. So I guess, yun yung tip. Know your priorities first.
A question from our live audience naman to Miss Hidilyn. As a fellow Zamboangueña, we are very proud of your achievements and you are an inspiration to us. Okay, hello to Zamboanga watching. How were you able to maintain being optimistic and positive despite setbacks and the problems you have experienced? I mean, yung sinasabi nga ni Carelle kanina na generate positive thoughts, di ba? Kasi parang yung mga pinagdaanan mo, hindi siya biro, di ba? Hidilyn, like before your winning year, it was really such a tough journey for you. So, how do you stay positive in spite of all those things?
Pwede magtsabakano ako. ¿Qué tal ustedes,
go.
Ali? Gracias con ustedes todo. Gracias na soporta. Paano nga ba? Mahirap siya. Pero yun nga, sabi ko kanina, bumabalik ako sa why ko. Then, yung mga goals ko, kasi ang dami kong goals eh. Kahit ang daming setback, bumabalik ako doon. Tapos, kinakausap ko yung team ko na sinasabi ko sa kanila, kaya natin, tinatanong ko kung tuloy pa rin ba, lalaban pa rin ba sila, naniniwala sila sa akin. So, yung first is, may goal ako as an athlete, so bumabalik ako doon, then yung team, tapos, alam kong kaya ko. Kahit mahirap, kahit ang dami nagsasabi, hindi mo kaya yan, ang dami talaga. Pero, at the end of the day, gaya ni Miss Bea, sabi nga niya, hindi niya kayang pakinggan kung anong sasabihin ng iba. Kung may mga setbacks, okay. Babalik ako dun sa basic ng weightlifting, babalik ako dun sa basic ko, yung basic needs ko, babalik ako sa anong kailangan ko as an athlete, as a person. So, bumabalik ako dun sa family, friends, dun yung circle ko. So, kung may mga pagkakamali ako, sa kanila ako nakikinig. At lumalaban ulit.
Positivity comes from surrounding yourself with your inner circle who are positive influences in your life. I want to ask Bea again from our audience. A lot of people look up to you as someone who also leads. How do you handle the pressure of being a woman, of being a leader, a woman leader?
I try to enjoy it as much as possible. Kasi nga, di ba, YOLO, you only live once, and
Yes.
siguro I'm at a point in my life where I try to seize the moment. I try to live in the moment. So, hindi na ako nagpapadala masyado sa pressure, but sometimes may pressure, but I just, somehow, parang naisip ko na parang, few years from, can I just share? Kasi when I was younger, masyado akong, pag na-pressure ako, parang, nag-freeze ako sa nangyayari, parang, eto lang yung focus ko, and therefore, hindi ko na-enjoy yung moment. And then now, that I'm older, gusto kong balikan yung mga moments na yun. Kung may babaguhin siguro ako, that is for me to enjoy every moment. Kasi hindi mo na mababalikan. So every time I encounter pressure these days, I try to remind myself that this will only happen to you once in your life. And you have to seize the moment. So enjoy it na lang.
Seize the moment and enjoy it. Wise words from a very, very wise woman. As the last question, and this question is coming from me, I want to ask every single lady in the panel today. I want to ask you, what is the best part of being a woman, a Filipina woman in the Philippines in 2022? I want to start with Carelle. What is the best part of being a woman, a Filipino woman in today?
Ang dami.
Mahirap yun, ah.
Ang hirap sagutin ng talagang hindi
Diba?
connected, no? Pero, this is the time for women. And I think, hindi lang naman dahil sa 2022, pero maraming facts na nag-lead kung saan tayo ngayon. I think it's also because we were able to stand up and gain the respect of other people. I mean, like, relating to Hidilyn and Bea, in a very male-dominated world, especially as a motivational speaker. You know, kahit saan ka pumunta internationally, puro lalaki talaga yan. Konti lang ang babae. At kapag ka merong, a woman with a voice, usually, kailangan ganito yung boses, kailangan ganito. You know, it's so hard to find where you can fit. But what we're seeing right now is nagkakaboses ang babaeng Pilipinas. Salamat sa mga katulad ni Hidilyn na binigyan tayo ng pangalan at boses na malakas talaga tayo. Salamat sa mga talento na pinapakita sa atin ni G3, ni Bea, you know, all of these wonderful people, si Kim, na to show na, you know, we are a force that people have to reckon with because we have a voice and we cannot shut this voice down. And in 2022, we hope that we can be loud and proud in saying that, you know, we are women, hear us roar, and, you know, hear us, you know, take charge of leadership roles, take charge of more businesses, take charge of our lives. And when people say, oh, you cannot have it all, hindi ka pwedeng magkaroon ng pamilya, hindi ka pwedeng magkaroon ng successful business or mag-lead all at the same time, you know, I want to assure people that it can be done. It takes also a supportive village around a woman to help a woman succeed. So I think people are ready for that kind of support and to keep on supporting the women around them who have the potential to make a difference. Sana nasa
Amen, sister. Yes, amen, sister. What about you, Kim? What is the best part of being a woman today?
I think the best part is using the platform that you have right now to become influential in the best way that you can and in the good way that you can. So we are all accountable with our actions and our voice. So make it count. Make sure that everything that you say to other people is nice because we are living in a world na mahirap na nga eh, ang dami ng uncertain and then there's a lot of negativities na. So be that light to all the people around you, not just to women but to everyone.
Be a light. Be the light. Wonderful. What about you, Hidilyn? Ano yung pinakamagandang part ng pagiging babae ngayon?
Siguro yung pinakamagandang part ng pagiging babae ngayon, marami ng babaeng nire-represent tayo sa iba't ibang sektor
Mm.
ngayon. Sa sports, sa politika, sa sports politicians, may mga ganun, mga leaders na meron na tayong na tinitignan at na may inspirasyon na tayo na may mga bata may tinitignan na sila para sa susunod na masasabi nila, kaya nga nila kaya din namin. So yun yung maganda ngayon.
Galing. Kaya din namin. And finally, Miss Bea Alonzo, what is the best part of being a woman today?
That women are thriving these days.
Yes.
That society is slowly adapting to change. They're realizing that we are as smart, as brilliant, and as every inch a leader, just like men, and that we can lead. Diba?
Yeah.
We are empowering each other. We are fixing each other's grounds, and we have to keep it that way. We have to be loud.
Yes, let women lead. Thank you, Miss Bea Alonzo, and thank you, everyone. Maraming salamat to our wonderful, amazing group of women in our panel and everyone who joined us this afternoon for taking time out of your busy schedules to celebrate Women's Month with us. Of course, we won't end the day without giving away some exciting prizes to our audience. So hold on to your seats as we will be flashing the raffle winners now. Our first winner is Florinda Borreo, Delphine Letran, Sharon April Malion, Jay Cayabyab, and Flor de Liza Liave. Congratulations to the five of you. A Manulife representative will be contacting you directly on how to claim your prize. It has been a pleasure hosting you. I hope that you were able to inspire everyone as we navigate life in good times and in challenging times. Like what we always say here in Manulife, let's be bolder in taking charge of our lives so we can make every day better. Again, thank you so much for being with us and continue the conversation on Twitter using the hashtag Manulife Filipina in action. Watch out for more wellness webinars in the future and make sure to like and follow Manulife Philippines social media pages for the latest updates. We would also like to hear your feedback on this afternoon's webinar. Simply scan the QR code on screen and answer our 2-minute survey. Again, I am G3 San Diego. It has been a pleasure being with you all this afternoon. Thank you and stay safe, everyone. Thanks, Martin. Thanks, Martin.
It seems all we do is wait. When will I welcome the breeze again? When will I feel young again? When will I feel like myself again? Don't despair. Hang in there. The day we long for is also waiting for us. Life may not be what it used to, but it still makes every day worth seeing through.